another Tuesday. If you're watching this, if you could do us a favor, share the live, let your family and friends know about it, and just have a little fun. Welcome to the Nashville Caveman podcast. It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleash and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Oh, just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. I gotta turn up this function like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane and you won't be food for my luncheon. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stress for days. But learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the arm that's on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be. So those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Hey, just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south. Till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out. And educate on the backside. Folk that I act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather, my brother. So hey, if you dealing with vices in you and it's cutting you up like against you, put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. What you got in that bag? Quiet water.
Tuesday, man. We are glad to have you guys here. Welcome to the Nashville Caveman podcast. I am one half of your host, Damo Unleash, and I'm here with a very good friend of mine that is like a brother. So I'm going to roll out the red carpet for him, and the floor is yours.
Well, of course, y'all know it's another Tuesday, right? And we are live. And now I'm trying to go live on Instagram right now. So hopefully my Instagram people will show up. But, you know, everybody, welcome to the show. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is the favorite day of the week. My name is Sky Black. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a pro wrestler. I'm also a music publisher. Don't forget Tuesday nights, the Deep Bling Radio Show comes on from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. The link is www.offtopradio.com. That is www.offtopradio.com. And if you are a local or independent artist anywhere, send me your music so I can play it. That is at sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. so I can get you in the rotation. And if you have your music videos, send them to Mr. Damo. And when you're ready, be ready to get interviewed and be ready for the 2025 So Driven Artist of the Year. And I'm excited about it.
Man, me too. Was so happy to get, the Big Boss's trophy yesterday. Char Christine, I will have her trophy because I got to mail it out. I want to make sure that it's safe. I know how they treat mail. Let me tell y'all, man, I worked in UPS before, and if y'all saw how they did y'all mail, y'all will be peed off. I'm telling you. And when I'm talking about, we throw it in there, we toss it in there, it be getting stepped on and everything. So whenever you send something fragile, you got to make sure that you got to make sure that you put as much protection in that box as possible. That little foam stuff or that little bubble plastic, you got to go ahead and put that in there, man, because I'm telling you, we used to tear that mail up. And so I got to make sure that I package it right. So when it get to her, that, she's beautiful anyway. So she take photos with it, and, it was well earned and well deserved. So.
Absolutely.
Man, did you guys get hit real bad with that snow last week?
Oh, Saturday, man, it really came down Saturday. I mean, it started Friday, and then Saturday came down. Hell, I was in the house Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all during the day.
Yeah.
So, which didn't bother me none. It was a great football time to sit at home and watch. But yeah, we got a lot of it. We might have got 3 inches of snow, maybe more. How about y'all?
Yeah, well, it was pretty bad here. I'm trying to think. Friday night, I didn't work. Saturday, I did go in. And then Sunday, because I had switched my Tuesday, the day I was supposed to be off last week, I ended up having a 3-day weekend. So I was off, Sunday, Monday, and then, of course, today. And so.
Absolutely.
But I stayed in the house too. See, we got common sense, man. We know that when it's snow, when you get to a certain age, man, you cannot be outside. Because, man, Sky, 1 year, I hit some black ice, man.
Me too.
And I hit the ground and I slid. You know how when you fall, that's one thing. But when you fall and you slide, and I slid up under a car, I said, oh yeah, you won't see me out, man, too much when it's like this.
I've hit black ice walking, and I've hit black ice driving, and I lost control of the car, and my bumper bounced off the little medium thing on the interstate on the right hand side. It bounced and came back, and I had that dent in that front bumper for a long, long time.
Man,
I got a 4-wheel drive truck, luckily. Yeah, you do, David. Luckily for you. Hopefully you're one of those good Samaritans that'll be out here saving people, David, when people get stuck in the snow and ice.
You know what though, Scott? Man, because this is what I used to do. I had this when I was doing maintenance, and I used to tell them, I was like, if you're going to have me, I'll come to work. But see, I was one of them smart employees. Either you got to come get me, or we gotta, you gotta put me up in a hotel. I'm not risking my vehicle to go to this job. You know what I'm saying? If something happened to my vehicle, you ain't gonna cover it. So I always threw the ball in my employer's court. And what they would let me do is they would let me drive the F-150, which was a 4-wheel drive vehicle. They let me drive it home. But one thing I learned, people get way too confident with the 4-wheel drives. You can do 4-wheel drives. Here you go. The 4-wheel drives will, what's going on? The 4-wheel drives, it get you caught up also.
Absolutely.
It'll get you caught up also. You got to be careful with those too.
Shouts out to Miranda. Shouts out to Michael. A pimp named Slickback. Absolutely.
Not a pimp named Slickback.
I love it.
Man, speaking of pimps, let's talk about them Broncos.
Man, again, you already know I was talking to Damo before we started on the show, and some of y'all are too young to remember this, but the Washington Redskins had a quarterback named Doug Williams, the very first black quarterback to be in a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. Well, that Washington team went against John Elway and the Denver Broncos. And if you ever watched that Super Bowl, in the first quarter, the Denver Broncos scored. And that was it. They scored 7 points in the first quarter, and the rest of the game, the Broncos didn't score at all. I think the final score was maybe 37-7, something like that. And Doug Williams won the Super Bowl, and he was MVP of the Super Bowl or whatever. That's what it reminded me of watching that. When they scored that early, I said, it's not over. All they're going to do is come back and figure out what Denver did to score and stop them, which they did. And then they realized that our corners was not as good as everybody kept saying that they were. And that's what got us beat.
Right. But you know what, man?
What's up, Mike?
Kudos to Denver, because nobody thought Denver was going to be there.
I was glad with just
so for Denver to be there, man, yeah. That's a win itself for them to be there, because I think next year, now they're not going to catch people off guard, but I think the experience was really good for them. The experience really was good for them, man. So, man, Sky, I can't say nothing bad. My team sucked, man. They suck donkey balls, both of them. You know, I'm mad at both of them. I don't know who we should fire. I don't know who we should hire. You know, maybe we should let the cheerleaders play. The cheerleaders may put up a tougher resistance than the players themselves. So maybe we should let them.
Even though we're talking football, we still got to give a shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are they have the best record in the NBA, I believe, right? At 39-4. Shouts out to them.
No, right now they 33-5.
Okay. But Mike Cobb, he's a Chicago Bear fan. So, Mike, if you listen to this, I need for you to answer this question about Caleb Williams. If I was Caleb Williams, right, and I got drafted to the Bears, the first person I would have called was Justin Fields. I would have picked up the phone and said, hey, how was your time here as a starter as a Chicago Bear? Because I see the same thing they're doing to him as they're doing to Justin Fields. They put those guys in there way too early. They should have been sitting behind a veteran quarterback to learn what they need to learn. But since they were first-round draft picks, and you know, when first-round draft picks make all this money, they threw them in the fire way too quickly. Justin Fields was gone after 4 seasons in Chicago, and Caleb might be gone after 4 seasons in Chicago. If they don't get that together, I just don't like any team throwing these rookie quarterbacks into the fire knowing that college is way different than the NFL. Because when Justin Fields got with the Steelers, you see how good he was with the Steelers, because then he had 4 years behind him. How do you expect a quarterback to come in and be successful coming straight into the league like that? These defensive coordinators are great. That's why they make all this money. They're going to figure out what you can and can't do, and they're going to hone in on it.
Well, Jalen Daniels for the Washington Commanders is a rookie, and look at him, and he just won his first playoff game. So I think Caleb Williams, the difference between Caleb Williams and Justin Fields, Caleb Williams coming out of college was a way better passer. I think he didn't do too bad this year. I think a lot of the Bears' issues, and Mike, if you're still here, you can kind of testify to this. I think a lot of their issues was coaching. Like the game, I think that turned the tide for the Bears season was the game that they had against Washington. I think had they won that game, their season possibly could have been much different. But I think that loss kind of spiraled their season out of control. You know, a lot of the players lost faith in the coaching. You can see that Caleb, man, also lost faith in the coaching. So I think, man, there's a lot to do with coaching and maybe even the GM, man. They got to get the right person in there, you know, to help. But Justin Fields, I think Justin Fields, man, just had a lot of things he needed to work on. He was not even close to the passer that Caleb was. Not even close. He was a running quarterback more, if anything, in college. You know, he didn't really have. In Ohio State, he really wasn't known for his field vision. Let's just put it like that. He was an athlete, but.
Right. And well, there's always anomalies because the quarterback for the Washington Commanders football team, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, he could have a better team around him than Caleb Williams. But eventually, they're going into the next round, and I'm going to tell you, they're going to expose this rookie quarterback. Because now you went from playing a good team, then you in a division round, you for play a great team. And so they're going to expose this rookie quarterback, and you're going to see it in this game. I don't think Baker Mayfield, because I believe Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, they didn't win the division, they just didn't lose it. Because Atlanta started to lose. Atlanta started to lose a lot of games.
Right.
And that's why Baker and them got the division. It ain't like they have just the strongest team in the NFC South. So you got past them, but now you're going to play, who did they play? Is it the Eagles?
Do they play the Eagles? I think they play the Lions.
You're going to see what a real team looks like. Washington, when you go play against the Lions. Not saying you won't win. I'm just going to say it's going to be a whole different scenario. Because they're going to come with different packages and blitz packages that this quarterback has never seen before. They're going to be playing quarters and halves and zones and mans, and he ain't going to win. When he snaps the ball, when he think they in one thing, they're going to come out into something totally different.
Yeah, it's going to be a good, I'm looking forward to this next weekend of matchups, man. There was some upsets. I did not expect the Vikings to get slaughtered the way that they got slaughtered. You know, everything else was kind of expected. I expected Baltimore to beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just, they just around. They all right. They got a nice defense, but other than that, they need to focus on getting a franchise quarterback. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields is not it. Not right now.
Absolutely.
But all the other games is kind of expected. Yeah. So
y'all has the brackets going. I hope y'all won some. I know some of y'all got upset and lost some, and y'all bet money. I'm sorry. No, I don't put money on these games because you don't know who you can trust.
Yeah, it's a bad time. It's a bad time. People losing already. I ain't putting no money on these games either. Even the national championship, man. Congratulations to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Ohio State Buckeyes. That'll be on next Monday.
I used to keep up with it. I used to keep up with the national championship, but now they added so many teams, I didn't even watch it. I'm like, hell, I was like,
hey, it's a playoff. They got a college playoff, which I kind of like.
I liked it when it was just the 4 teams. I could keep up with 4 teams, going by my business. And then they stretched it out to 8 teams, and I'm like, okay, when they get to the national championship, just let me know. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have time to do all that. That's crazy.
Right. And we are approaching not even 2 months away from March Madness. So before we know it, man, we'll be into March Madness. Looking forward to that.
You're right, Russ. You're right, Mike. Russ probably just wants to be paid. The Buckeyes are going down. They might. But me and my brother, we was talking about this. Bill Belichick going to Carolina, right? And now with this NIL deal, these players can get paid and all this stuff. How long do you think it'll be before teams like Ohio State or Michigan or Nick Saban's team, Alabama become powerhouses again? Because I wouldn't even need the money. If I was a player and I know I want to go to the NFL, I'm probably going to go and play for Bill Belichick. I mean, that's like the absolute closest line between the NFL and college. So a lot of these kids that were wanting to go to the SEC thinking that it was the big powerhouse conference, then you got real competition. Because now you can go to I think they're the ACC, if I'm wrong, tell me, Carolina, the ACC, and play under Bill Belichick. I'm not, so now I think it kind of tipped the balance of college football.
Yep. But that's yet to, with these young folks, man, these millennials is yet to see. I'm kind of interested on Mike Vrabel going to New England and being the head coach there.
What did he do for Tennessee? But make them an 8-8 team every year. So you want to go to New England and make them an 8-8 team every year?
Shoot, now Tennessee is a 2-15 team now. And 3-14 team. They should have settled for the 8-8.
It's probably not too far away. Like I don't know what they getting out of this.
Man. It'd be interesting. I don't think they're gonna do much. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think, but we'll see. We'll see. Y'all, we got some good topics on that video you sent me, man. I was on the floor. We was on the floor over here cracking up laughing. I said, I thought I
had too, man. I thought I had too. I also want to give a shout out to everybody on my Instagram. I'm on Instagram Live right now. Shouts out to all y'all for joining the Nashville Caveman that's joining me live on Instagram. But go ahead, Nemo.
Man, we was cracking up laughing. Let me let y'all know what's on the itinerary for today, right? One man's request before marriage, Sky, this is going to trip you out. The other one, do relationships last longer when women are more dominant than the men? Preferences versus financial security. Men and women's inboxes versus women and men's inboxes. Who are women really trying to sell themselves to? And are some women really that gross? So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Man, I got to play this. I said, man, I can't wait to Sky hear this one. Because, man, I was like, I thought just when you think you've heard it all, and I couldn't even imagine being this dude. I don't even know why. I was like, this can't be real. Be going on over here, man. I'm trying to hurry up and get to my page so I can get to this. All right. Let me get to a song right quick. Let me get a song so I can get this set up. Hey, artists, to all the musicians out there, I need more music videos. We definitely need more music videos. So if you have a music video, man, send it my way so I can get some stuff up here, man. Looking for some new stuff, y'all. All right? We need that new. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get to...
Gave me life in another form. Sexing you be like crazy, like a part of a poem. Born to lead a leader, hugging her when I greet her. How does it feel to have a man and know just how to treat you? Make you feel good, don't it? Wanna get out and flown it. I know your nerves be getting bad, cause I be getting on it. That's why whatever you want, I go get it, no matter the cost. Your friends be dropping the salt, but I'm playing them off, cause they don't mean nothing. They just be running their mouth. They just mad, cause they live in the bricks and I live in the house. And we hustle hard for that, and we ain't going back. They just don't know what I went through to try to get where I'm at. To think back to that shack and that old ass lack where you used to hit the block every day trying to get off that pack. When I was poor, broke, ass out, didn't wanna go home. You was the only one that had strength to keep me strong. That's why it's you and me, you and me, out of the game, girl, out of the game, yeah. You and me, out of the game, in and out of the game, yeah. See forever, my lady. You and me and you, what the deal? Between both of us, you know we show to make a meal. Can you feel what I'm saying? And I don't fall on my knees to pray. Things go right, I just might reminisce about the first time I seen you and the first time we kissed. Shit, we used to go half up on the sack, half up on the yak, half up at the tank, half up at the bank. We used to hit licks together, flip together. Shit, we went from chips to cheddar. Who better? Trying to be a foundation for us to build. From the bottom to the hills, from the ocean to the fields. Ain't you real? That's why I feel the way I feel. The sign sealed, delivered sincerely, we will. I can hold back love, I can go back love, I can go back love. Love, you and me, out of the game, you're out of the game. The truth Everything that I'm trying to do, you trying to do it too. It's hard to tell you, but I cheated with some rats on the roll while you was giving me everything. I was treating you cold. Man, it's been hell and hot water and back with my cat. From short stacks to fat, from pintos to lax. I'm back, and how the hell I make it this far? You may not like it then, but you love me now. No more clouds or rainy days, just sunshines in your smile. Meanwhile, we've been focusing on building a new house, on a new route for more clouds, steady repping the new south. Ain't no doubt them gold diggers hate to see what you bout, because it's you and me, me and you and me. In and out of the game, girl, it's just you and me and you and me. In and out of the game, girl, you and me. I can go back, love, I can go back, love. No, no,
All right, we back.
All right, man, y'all, we back. Sky, I said, man, I found this. I said, this can't be real. So without further ado.
He told his fiance that he wants to marry her, but he has one condition. He wants her to get her ex-husband's name removed from her lower back. And he wants to marry her, but he said he will not go through with the wedding if she doesn't go and get the tattoo removed. Now, when I addressed this with some of my people, they said, some said it was controlling, and others said that they don't blame him. And I wanted to drop it in the chat today. I want to see your opinion. So use your fingers. Let me know. Drop a 1 if he's right for asking her to remove the tattoo, and drop a 0 if you think that that's way too controlling.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. So did you understand the gist of what he was saying?
Absolutely.
So if you're getting ready to marry a chick, all right, and she got her ex's name tattooed on the lower part of her back, would you have an issue with that or not?
I don't know, because here's the thing: if it's in the lower back, right above the butt, it's what we call a tramp stamp. I don't know if anybody ever heard of that term, a tramp stamp, right? For you guys that like to do freaky stuff, I guess I would, because you wouldn't be wanting to do freaky stuff, and every time you do it, you look at the ex-husband's name. Look at the ex-husband's name. But if you're not really back there all the time, I guess it wouldn't bother you. But as far as me, I don't think it's controlling, because I know women that if you even have the birth symbol of your baby mama or some type of gemstone tattoo of your ex-girlfriend, they want you to remove it. Is that controlling? You know, when people want to move on with you, they want to make sure that your past is your past. And so they don't want you bringing in your baggage, your memories, all the bad things that happened in the last relationships into this relationship. So no, I don't see this being controlling. I think if he's going to be your husband, not boyfriend, but husband, honor his wishes, because you're going to want the same thing. Because if he had his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend tattooed on him, you would ask him to cover it up. So no, I don't see this being controlling. And again, for some of you guys that's going to do a lot of salad tossing, you don't want to see the ex-boyfriend's name back there. But for those of you who's going to do missionary style for the rest of your lives, then you wouldn't care, because you ain't looking nowhere.
Man, let me tell y'all. I'm just gonna be straight up forward with y'all. Man, I don't even, if it was a chick that's just a random chick that I'm getting ready to smash, and I seen that, that's a no-go. I don't want no other man's face, his name, none of that on your body. Man, could you imagine me? You got his face on the middle of your breast, and I'm sucking your breast and his face on that. That's just weird. It's odd. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit removed. I think it's just silly to even get that stuff. If you're gonna have your kids and even that, could you imagine me on your kid's name? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird to me. But maybe it's just me.
No, because weird to me is getting tattoos and piercing in certain places anyway. Tattoos are okay. It's an expression of yourself. Piercings are okay. It's an expression. But certain places on your body, you don't need tattoos and you don't need piercing. Like they had a woman one time. I don't know if you might have seen it on social media. She had the tattoo of the butterfly on her butt cheeks. So her butt cheeks was the wings. So when she twerked, it looked like the butterfly was.
The butterfly was, yes. Oh, that's funny.
I was like,
that's hilarious.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy. Like her whole ass was a butterfly with the head at the top of the crack and every damn thing. And I was just like,
that's creative.
And I was just like, okay, I guess. But when you ready to get married to be with somebody, do you think they want you to, especially sexually, want to look at a damn butterfly every time y'all? So I don't know. I have no clue. Some people don't think about these things for future. They think about, I'm young, I'm 25, this is cool. But what about when you're 55 and 60? Because right now, do y'all know there's a lot of 50 and 60-year-old women online complaining that they're single, they're lonely, and they can't find any dates? And these are women with no tattoos, no piercings, nothing wrong with them. They just can't find a good man at 50 and 60 years old. And here you come at 50, 60 with all these damn tattoos. Your body has wrinkled up, so the tattoo don't look good no more. The piercing probably gonna fall out because your body's down wrinkled. And then you want a man to choose you. So sometimes y'all think about the 50-year-old you instead of the 20-year-old you when you're making certain decisions.
Man, and then, you know, I mean, it just goes back. It's certain rules that I just abide by. If you got your kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're right. Let me correct myself, because you're right, Sky. It's certain places. Like, if you want to have your kids on your arm, of course, man, I ain't going to bust on your arm. Right? You know, if you got them on your ankle, of course. But don't put them in places where you know what I'm saying? Like, man, these folks out here, I'm so glad, dude. I'm just so glad. Thank you, Jesus. Because the way people move now, I don't get it. Speaking of, let's throw down here, y'all. These topics, y'all thought that was crazy, right? I don't even know why he had to ask her that. I don't even know why they didn't address that when, you know, in the serious part of their date. But this woman asked this question, or she made this statement, and it was, you know, do relationships last longer when a woman is more dominant than the man? So let's go ahead and listen to her take on it, and then, Sky, we're going to go ahead and break down our thoughts on it. Give me a minute, y'all. I got this.
Well, I mean, even when it goes back to what we just talked about, I just don't feel like that's control. No, I was just saying, again, I just still don't feel like that's control. I think that's just a respectable thing, and especially if you with a spouse or somebody that has trust issues. If you want them to be at peace, just remove the tattoo. It's just a tattoo. But go ahead, Damo.
Man, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that's something that he even had to have a discussion with her about. I think that's something that she would, if she had common sense, that she would acknowledge that and say, you know what, if it was me, sometimes you got to put the shoe on the other foot, you know?
This is when the female is more dominant than the man. I know y'all can get it, but it's something about that woman being real dominant that's gonna have that man acting right. Like, I have seen it too many times. Like, I can name so many relationships where it's like that. Like, the woman, she don't play no games. She real dominant, and the man is more like passive. You know, baby, you know, go along with her. Those are the best relationships. Like,
All right. So what do you think about that? She's saying that when the woman man is real,
Right, when she's playing the role of the man, the head of the
yeah,
household. For
and
some
the
people,
man,
it's like that. For some people, they need that, right? Some folks come straight off the mama's titty into a relationship. To me, in my opinion, a man should have a point in his life, and this is my opinion, where he lives by himself, because that's what I did. I had to live by myself, I had to date myself, I had to love myself, and know what I wanted in a relationship and what I didn't want in a relationship. I had to learn how to pay bills. I had to learn what to do when I'm struggling. I had to learn what to do when I lost a job and got another job, so that when things happen for me and I got a spouse, when tough times come, I don't panic, because I don't panic no more, because I've been through it all by myself. So with somebody else, it's just like there's no panic. But to me, most of the guys that I've seen, and the woman is the head of the household, the breadwinner, the dominant person, the dominatrix sexually, is because they never learned how to rise to the occasion. They never learned how to be the leaders. Like some of these guys come out of their households and don't know how to wash clothes. They might know how to cook, but they don't know how to wash clothes, right? They don't know how to pay bills. They don't know how to put bills in their name. They don't know how to get the credit score. They don't know how to do this. So for some of them, having what I call a surrogate mama, which is their wife, is good for them. And that's probably what she's talking about. A lot of these men need that strong woman, or they would be lost, in my opinion.
And that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just going to tell you, me, man, if we wouldn't even get past a date. We wouldn't even get to a relationship. When she's talking about that mean and all that, nah, that's an absolute turn off to me.
Mm-hmm.
It is, man. I love feminine women. I love women that can cooperate. I love women that can navigate, that you can confide in and say, well, what do you think about this, baby? I don't like, man, a real demanding woman, man, a retribution. That's what she's talking about. No, you know what I'm saying? I can understand it, because that's what that is. And I know some dudes that situation is like that.
Mm-hmm.
But their personality is they don't like to argue, because that's like me, right? I don't like to argue. I really don't like arguing with women. I'm not going to argue with women. You're going to be arguing with yourself, because what I'm going to do is shut off and go my way. We can either have an adult conversation in dialect, or I'm going to let you communicate with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And both of us can't be the drivers. We both can't be driving this vehicle. One of us got to drive and one of us got to navigate. So if you want to be the man, I'll let you be the man. Somebody breaking the house, then you go ahead and get the bat and whatever you got to get, and you go ahead and see about it. Big ass spider, you kill the spider. Don't complain to me about, man, what I bring home or what. You go ahead and be the man.
Absolutely.
That is going to be my attitude, and that's going to be my energy.
Well, see,
only one of us can be this. We both can't be having, man, a penis and balls, because I'm not like that. I'm not living that lifestyle. Right. So we both can't have that.
Right.
So what's it going to be? But you're right. It do work with some, you know what I'm saying? And some of them dudes, though, the reason why they like that, they just like, man, I don't want to lose half my stuff. I don't want to argue. I don't want to entertain that kind of behavior. And they just like that. They like that. But I would say this too. A lot of them women that be with the men, and though you're right and she's right, a lot of them women don't really respect those
Probably
men.
not. You're right.
They probably don't. It's just the same way as a lot of females don't want a man that's doing better than them. A lot of them want a dude that's doing worse. You know why? Because the dudes that's doing worse don't have as many options. He don't have options to go out there and do. But a dude that just on his purpose, man, can buy his own house or buy a house, got good credit, work hard. He ain't got to put up with you. He like, man, I can replace you with other people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
so, but I also, believe that if that's the case, then these strong women, that these educated, college degree CEO women, they're predatory. They're looking for these men who have mommy issues or come out of the adoption agency, because where they're going to go, you know what I'm saying? You can treat them like crap, and where they're going to go because they don't know how to survive. And most women want to be needed, right? You want to be needed. So you go find you a guy who can't live without you, literally, then you never have to worry about it. And you can probably still got you a boy toy on the side. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even forget that part.
You just answered the question of why. A lot of you ever see women and you be like, well, why did you be a loser? Why are you with him? That's why. That's why. It's not that there's not good men out here. It's just that a lot of these good men ain't gonna stand for it. When you get to talk about, well, how much you make and all that, man, I ain't gotta deal with you. I make what I make. I got my house, I got my car, I got my job, I got my peace of mind. I don't have to deal with that.
Absolutely, that is absolutely correct. And and I'm not against strong women, and I'm not against women that have to be the head of the household when they have to be, or lead when they have to. But if you find you a good man to come into the house, it's okay to let him lead. Because even if I'm the head of the household leader, there's certain things I don't know everything, right? So there's certain things that the woman might know that I don't. Well, since you know this, I'm going to step aside and let you lead. There's plenty of times I've done that because I don't know everything. So we doing something or going somewhere and she has more knowledge. I don't mind stepping back and letting you lead. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a give and take.
That's navigation. Yeah. But that's what I mean by navigate. Like if I got to focus on this, I need you to navigate. So yes, I may lean to you for guidance. This whole notion of strong women, like I don't really understand when women say that. I'm a strong woman. What do you mean? They mean your back, you can lift up, you can pick up a car. You know what I'm saying? You got a big back. What do you mean by strong? You know what I'm saying? Because the majority of women are mentally strong. You know what I'm saying? Like when they get put in positions where they have to step up and lead, they're leaders. I don't really look at it as strong. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand that whole. That somebody got to explain that.
Right. And there's this thing going around about men dating single mothers. About you putting in all the money but can't discipline a child. Let's add another variable to it, right? If you're dating a woman, let's say, and she has 3 kids and she's been the head of that household for a while, another thing that's hard to do is to come in and be the head of that, because she's used to having the final word. If she's saying little Timmy can't have that cookie, little Timmy can't have that cookie. But then y'all married, and little Timmy asked you, like, it's okay. Well, I told him no. Well, hold on now. You ain't got the final say so no more, because they got this man in the house that's doing what a man's supposed to do. So that's another thing y'all got to be careful with. I know what I'm saying, they have to be a leader when they have to be, because sometimes they don't want to give up that power on certain things, especially with their children. You know what I'm saying? Because they
don't know how to give up that power.
They're used to being the final say so in those situations. So women, if you do have children and you are a single mom and you are looking for a good man, what are you willing to do to get this good man? You have to understand, if he's going to come in and be the head of the household, then he needs to be the head of the household, not halfway, not a quarter of a way, but all the way. And he needs to make the final decision with you and now his children, if he's going to marry you, and move on about the business. You can't be like, well, no, that's my child. And so you got to be careful with that stuff too.
You know why a majority of them do that? I don't think it's because they want to be like that. I just don't think they know how to allow somebody else to live.
Right.
Because they didn't grow up in a house where they got to watch that dynamic work. And then they get out on their own and they don't do anything traditional. So then it's like then they get these situations and they don't know how to be traditional because they didn't build their family the traditional way. They weren't raised in a traditional family, so they don't know how to be traditional. They don't know how to release that power and whatnot. But they want things that's traditional. Well, you don't know how to. You weren't raised watching a wife. You didn't actually put yourself in a position to be one, and now you're trying to become one, but you don't know how. And so a lot of that has a lot to do with rewiring and change. You really have to rewire yourself and change your thought process and be able to just entrust in the person that you bring around you. Because if you're gonna bring around your kids, you might as well trust them fully anyway. You got them around your kids.
when you get to that point in the relationship to bring them around the kids, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. I understand. Nobody's perfect. But if you do get blessed to find that rare gem, because there's some men out here that can't raise their own kids, so they damn sure never help you raise yours. But if you do find that rare gem, then just go along with the ride. You know, unless he shows you something that makes you question, you have to be willing to release that power and give it to the man and say, hey, I trust you. I trust your relationship with God. We're going to move forward. When you need me, tag me in. When you don't need me, I'm following.
Now, me personally, I feel like this. And I know some people going to be upset that I say this, but if you got daughters especially if you got daughters, you should not be bringing no man into your life. You shouldn't even date, you know what I'm saying, or get no serious relationship until your kids are out of the house. If you have a child, especially a daughter, with a dude, and it don't work out, the best thing you could do for that kid is just wait till they become 18, and then you get in a relationship with somebody. If you want to go ahead and get your bird nest, man, shook, you know, you want to go ahead and get the cobwebs knocked off of it, go ahead and do that. But I don't think you should be moving in with no man, or, you know, it's the same way with dudes that got daughters. Like, man, you got daughters, why would you, because you don't want to bring in a woman who is jealous of your daughters and she mistreating them. We see it all the time. Where people get with people and they want the person, but they don't want the person's kids. So personally, I think if you know you suck at relationships and vetting, you should wait till your kids out the house.
And it's crazy because some people might watch this show and think that some things we say are hypocritical. That's not. Damo just described me in a nutshell. When me and my baby mama broke up, I didn't date. I didn't talk to no women until all my kids turned 18. When my son turned in 2018, turned 18, then that's when I did start thinking about me. I started becoming very, very selfish, which I still am. But when they were young, for 7, 8, 9 years, shit, no, they can't never say daddy had another girlfriend, daddy had another wife, daddy had kids outside. They don't have no step kids. Ain't nobody knocking on this door talking about this child is yours. None of that stuff. So I lived the life he just said. So it is possible to live it.
I commend and I mean, really, really respect women that if you're not going to get back with the father of your children, you just don't date at all. Don't get in a relationship at all until your kids are out of the house. Then once they're out of the house, then, you know, you can date whoever you want to date. That way you don't put your kids in harm's way. Especially if you absolutely know, and y'all know, if you suck at picking and vetting people, you should not date at all. You should just wait till your kids get grown.
Absolutely.
And you really love them the way that, you know, people say that they love their kids, you know. I wanted to ask you about this guy. I want to go ahead and talk about this. This chick said this. We're going to talk about preferences versus finances. So without further ado, let me go ahead and click on this.
The one man in my entire life that I've ever seen that looks perfect to a T is the one that's broke. And all the ones that could provide for me are not physically attractive to me. I don't get it.
Right.
So you hear what she
No, I
said?
think she said the ones that are broke are attracted to her. And what did she say before that?
So she said that this dude that looks perfect. To her, in her eyes, he is absolutely perfect. Picture perfect, but he broke. And the dudes that holler at her that got money, she is not physically attracted to them. So then the question is, what's more important? Preference or security?
I don't know this girl. Does she have her own money? Is she financially stable?
Absolutely, she probably don't.
Huh?
Absolutely, she don't. She's looking for a daddy. You know,
but then I would go with the.
She not.
If I was her, I would go with the financial then, because physical looks, 6-pack abs, 6'7", whatever, brown skin looking like The Rock, whatever, it's not gonna pay your bills. Never is going to pay your bills. Sex will never pay your bills. Who you love, marriage, none of that stuff. When the mortgage comes through every month, they don't ask how many times you've had sex, how many kids you have, are you in love, are you lonely, are you depressed, do you have cancer, do you have they don't ask none of that. They say your mortgage is $788 every month, pay this damn thing. So no, if it was me, I would go with the guy who's going to teach me how to survive, teach me financial literacy, over a guy that if he looks as good as she say he do, he got side chicks. Because men, they get big egos, their head get this big, and he's not just sleeping with just you. Because usually men that look like that have high testosterone, high libido, high sex drive, and he ain't just having sex with you. So he's using you, using these other women, and then when he get tired of you back to square one looking silly.
Because the real question is this. The guy that she put up on this pedestal, oh, he's perfect. He's, he got the perfect body, the absolute perfect face. If this dude had money, why would she think that he would choose her?
Absolutely.
Because if he looked that handsome and he got money, one thing that he will also know was what? That he got options. Mm-hmm. So what I don't understand, and what a lot of these chicks like this don't get, is they never want to work with a dude to build with him. They want him to come already built. Where men that's like that, you won't be the only one. He gonna have 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he gonna let you know that, hey, I'm dealing with you, but I'm also dealing over here too. And either you can take it or leave it. You're not gonna be the only one. So I just, for the life of me, Scott, I don't get why a lot of these women don't just look for the character in dudes, right? Because there's dudes, who got money? R. Kelly, Diddy. Some of these dudes that mistreat women got money.
Got money, absolutely.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, we know Jay-Z, them lips, man, could you imagine them lips puckering up close to you, getting ready to come in for a kiss? I mean, that ain't the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel for Beyonce. But you know what? If Beyonce, as fine as she is, to get cheated on, ain't nobody exempt. Halle Berry. Halle Berry been married how many times now? 4. And paying so much, she paid them dudes off so much. Who won't want to marry Halle Berry? You're going to come away rich.
I mean, Janet Jackson and Jermaine Dupri, I mean, So I feel sometimes these gorgeous ass women got to do what they got to do sometimes, right? Because that Jermaine Dupri was not Janet's first choice. So at the time, Jermaine Dupri was financially stable while she was going through whatever the hell it was she was going through. So yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Man, man, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, I think people, especially ladies, if y'all got it going on, y'all financially got it going on, right? Find y'all a dude that's just a good dude. If you're financially together, just focus on that. Find you a dude that's a good dude. Everything else, man, y'all can build together.
Absolutely.
Y'all want these dudes that's in a position of power? These dudes, man, got options, man. You just got to understand it's his choice on whether or not he going to allow you to be the only one. You may not be the only one. You might have to share. So then the question is, are you cool with that? And if you're not, then you got to know that you got to sacrifice something. You got to give up something to get something.
Absolutely.
It's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes I think, man, and I said this before, a lot of females' preferences, and dudes too, I've told buddies this, a lot of y'all preferences is what keep y'all single. Because, man, y'all want to get all this stuff without giving something in return. You want to get something, but you don't want to sacrifice nothing. And it don't work like that.
Not in life. No, it does not. You're right.
Not in life. Especially when it comes to, the cooperation of the other person. Because you can have your standards and whatnot, But then you got to understand that other person, they got standards
Absolutely.
too. And they got
old folks told me you got to give up something to get something in this world. What is it that you want, and what is that you willing to give up? So you're right about that.
Yep. We're going to talk about this too. Men and women idea of dating. Well, we're going to talk about men and women's inboxes versus women and our inboxes. So we're going to hear this dude's take on this, man. And then Sky, man, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. This about to be a little funny.
I saw a video where they said that the average woman receives 100 inboxes to the average man's one inbox. I mean, that's somebody reaching out to you that you don't know. They say that the average woman, I'm not talking about the most pretty woman in the world or anything like that. I'm talking about an average, everyday woman will receive 100 inboxes from strangers, new men, before a man will receive one inbox from a woman that he doesn't know. Drop a 1 in the chat if you believe that.
All right.
Are we talking about 100 different men or just 100 different texts?
Yeah, like man, men and like women and men's inboxes compared to men and women's inboxes. Now,
because
I kind of agree with him. I'm about sure that the majority of females, and not all, I don't even think that I should even have to say that, all. But I think a majority of females, and ladies, y'all on here watching Bigo, YouTube, Facebook, is there more men how many messages do you guys get a day? Can y'all throw me a number of how many inbox messages from strange men that y'all get a day?
If you get 100,
does anybody out there give me a number?
That's a little high. 100 strange men a day.
I don't know if the average.
Okay,
I think that might be maybe a week. I don't know a day. I agree or disagree with him on that. It is not a day, but a week. I could definitely see 100 men a week jumping in a lot of these females' inboxes. And I know as far as like dudes, man, like, and personally speaking,
200 different men, Ronnie.
Wait, but who said 200?
Ronnie,
damn, a week.
You have 200 different men a week, not the same men repeating. 200 completely different men. Where are you finding all these men? I'll see if it's the same guy doing it over and over and over again
on social media.
Yeah, but
and Instagram, Facebook.
And
all right, my ladies, hey, y'all on Bigo. Ladies, how many dudes do y'all get jumping in your inbox a week?
That's crazy. There's a lot of thirsty people out here, depending on what they're looking for. Right? What do they want you to do? They want you to do their taxes? Is that why they inboxing you? Yep, Facebook. Also, so Facebook. Wow. Is this like it? Right? Is this your personal page? Is this like your fan page that they're inboxing? And what is it that they want? Do they want you to do their taxes or teach you? They want you to teach them Spanish? Like, what do they want? She said, I checked. I have 150 right now. Get out of here.
And it's crazy. I think this for most of the dudes. I think there's a small amount of dudes that get messages like that. Maybe
personal.
Get that. Maybe. I don't know if the majority of guys are getting that many women.
I would want it, depending on what they ask for.
Oh, nice. I hit it. Now, personally speaking, since I've changed my dress code, there are, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different vibe. It's different. When I was in everyday street clothes, man, I wouldn't have had nobody hitting me, but man, maybe 4, 5, 6 months.
Dating and fetish.
Yeah.
To me, okay, so let's just say all this is
But
true.
it shook me, Scott. It shook me to know that females do that. Like I was live on one of my lives, and I had a female on my live come through and say, "What size shoe you wear? Is your feet thin or are they wide? Can you send me a picture?" Oh, what? You want a picture of my feet? Like I expect that to be a thing with dudes, man. I ain't know chicks did stuff like that. Like chicks got them fetishes.
I'm sorry. It's only so much ass and titties that I could see. I mean, so much bodies and tongues and booty cheeks. So, of 150 to 200 women were hitting me up, showing me the same things every day, I would be like, you know what? I don't keep my phone off. Like that
You almost don't even answer
yeah,
the
I
message.
don't,
Like it gets to the point you don't even like you won't even answer. What happens is you'll stop answering
yeah.
messages if they don't come from certain
Oh,
people.
oh. Well, and you know what, Ronnie? You know, these people that are texting you, I don't know you that well. You might be a beautiful, beautiful young lady and a smart, intelligent young lady. And I just hope that you're careful with what these guys are saying, because some of these guys out here, they, I don't know. Yeah, only, yeah, Faith, you're right. I know what you just
Yes.
sent me. You absolutely great. So, but yeah, y'all be careful, man, because that means these guys ain't at work, they ain't at school, they just sitting around
Man.
looking, they throwing the lines, fishing it back, man. Y'all be careful out here, you know. And men
Man.
too. I'm sorry, and men too. Y'all be careful out here too. But there's a lot of men out here that can't get it. If y'all know what I'm talking about, they go years without sex, and all it takes is just one or two women come over here today, okay, and then they say, you know, you've lost your life because
You got to be real careful
you
as a
know,
dude. I think you even have to be even more careful, Sky. As a man, I think you have to be
yeah, these
even
women
more
will
careful.
set you up quickly. They can look at you like,
It ain't just the women you
he
got to
he ain't
worry
had
about.
sex in 2 years. I know if I show him some titties, he'll come to this spot and be ready to. And as soon as you pull up, that pistol in your face. So be careful out here. But look,
It ain't
we just
even
strayed
the
so
women
far
that you
off
just got to
Damo
worry
that hell,
about.
I forgot what the damn narrative was. What was it? Who sins more, men or women, or who gets more?
He was saying that the average woman daily, but I don't think that's daily. I think when they're Instagram models, I agree with that. They probably get them daily, but I think on like a platform like Facebook, I think it's more weekly.
Okay,
I think on weekly,
okay,
women get probably about 100
probably,
messages from a dude they don't even know jumping in their
absolutely,
inbox, as opposed to men.
yeah.
No, no, and with men, man, I think when women think
I
that the
have two,
man is
Ronnie.
on
I
a
heard,
certain
yeah.
status, the number goes up.
You said what number goes up?
But yeah, you're right. Men getting robbed. But Sky, here's the other point. Dudes got to worry about if it's even a
Ain't
man.
that sad?
You got to worry about it because with these surgeries
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, the surgery and what they're able to do, we are in a time right now when you got to ask every chick, were you born a woman?
Ain't that sad?
We gotta ask that. We ain't never have to ask that. You literally gotta ask, were you born a woman?
I rather come back home and say, y'all, I got robbed, instead of come back home and say, y'all, guess what I saw? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you, man? I got
We
robbed. You know
cut
what I'm
them
saying? But
off.
to come back home and be like, man, guess what I saw? You know what I'm saying? I
You won't even know, Sky. I'm quite sure with the surgery now, right now,
yeah.
with surgeries and the way
Mm-hmm.
things are, how do we even know? Because man, if you go get it cut off, if you go get your chin shaved or whatnot, or you already was a small man in stature, or you go and get BBLs, how do you even know? With these sewing weaves and the makeup and
Absolutely.
stuff, man, it's so easy now because there's no standard of beauty anymore.
Correct. I wouldn't.
The beauty and standard used to be natural. Now everything like Meg the Stallion. Man, would it be shocking if they said that she was drag or she was a trans? No. Cardi B. Would it shock people if Cardi B came out and say, I'm trans? No.
Boy, they tried to say.
Because have you seen Cardi B without makeup? Y'all go on the internet and see Cardi B without makeup, and you'll be like, damn.
They tried to say Russell Wilson's wife was born with both private parts. So, I mean,
Look at her chin.
Yeah.
Sierra, look at her chin. Like, man, she could. We've seen drags look like that.
RuPaul has ruined the world. RuPaul. I don't know if you ever watched that show. I had to quit watching it. I was just skimming through TV one day, and I was looking at it, and they had me, and these men didn't have the surgery yet. They didn't have the surgery, but they looked like women I was like, this is something wrong here when this man looks better than the average woman walking down the street, and you won't know he's a man until you go down that far. You understand what I'm saying? So the ones that get the surgery,
or they have to tell you, or they literally have to tell you.
So for those that get the surgery, okay, I guess you're a woman now, whatever. I've never slept with a woman that used to be a man, so I don't know if it's gonna feel like a real vagina or a fake vagina. I don't know.
That's the scary part.
But there's a lot of people in Atlanta that ain't had that surgery, and you decide that you want to, RuPaul and Lauren Cox, right? And you figure out, right? You said I was asked if I was an organic woman. Organic.
Yeah, you gotta ask women that.
What if she was just a real woman? Ladies, are you organically grown? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ladies, do not take offense. That is a question going forward that men have to ask you guys. This is why I always frown upon makeup. It's nothing wrong with it, but wearing it daily, I have issues with it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to every now and then want to dial up, that's fine. But every day, no, man, because it's so easy to trick us. Easily. And I've heard horror stories.
Look, she said, I saw a video of a bodysuit for men where they can wear.
She sent me that video. She sent me that video. Sky, we're going to talk about that next week. We're going to play that video. I got that video. It's going to blow your mind. It's a bodysuit that the man can put on, literally looks like a woman. And it has, down there, it has a vagina, vagina. It has a little port. Yes, that is a real thing. And that is a question, because now when they get at some point, they're going to allow that community to change their birth certificates. So how is a man really going to know? Now, the criteria is, do you got a biological kid? You got to have a biological kid before I deal with you. Could you imagine that?
Could you imagine seeing a woman with 4 kids?
Y'all got to be back on the market soon. Y'all going to be hot on the market.
Could you imagine seeing a woman with 4 kids and come to find out that woman used to be a man? You're like, where the hell your kids come from? Did you kidnap them?
You got to get the DNA test. Please, we can get, man.
Because you know, if that's the criteria, if the criteria is asking, do you have biological kids, these people are going to find a way around it. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to see a woman with 4 kids, and they come to find out she was never really a woman. Like, what the hell? What did you grow these kids?
Them her nieces and nephews. Yeah, them her nieces and nephews.
Yeah, nieces and nephews. Something like that. Lord. Man, we live in strange times, boy. I know it was a joke back in the day, but man, that's crazy, dude. But
when I show you that bodysuit next week that she sent me, you gonna fall out, dude. You talk about your jaw ain't hit the ground. This thing looks so real. I ain't made your jaw hit the ground yet, but next week gonna be a first. Faith, Mike, all of y'all watching, y'all gotta see this video. This is gonna floor y'all.
But I want people to answer is this, right? We've had this conversation for most people, for an average person, there's one guy to every 4 or 5 women. In some places in the world, there's 1 man to 14 women, right? So why would the men want to become women? I'm confused. I know you want to become a woman because you like a man, but you gotta realize real women, real organic women are having a hard time finding a man. So why would you want to become a woman to try to find a man?
You know why, Sky? Because in our country and in our culture, they are training everybody to hate men. Men can't eat. Like when I speak, you know how many females, you know me, because I'm always going to be me. So men, we just say what's on our mind, right? We think logically. We always have logic to it, and we'll listen to an opinion of anybody. But we are strong in our stance of how we feel about things for the most part. But men that's like that, like if it's a female like that in our society, it's accepted, right? Even if she's saying something that's just jargon and BS, it's accepted. But if I speak, they like, hold on, how dare you? Think of how many times on this show, since we've done this in a year, that you've had people that just like really getting their feelings about some stuff I done say it. And they don't even check my background. They don't say and try to get an understanding of why he feel like that. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get where he coming from. They listen to argue and not to understand. So a lot of men don't want to be men. They're making it where it's not beneficial. Do the family courts make it to where men want to be men?
For the most part, no.
No. Man, when these dudes is rich, how many of them that have been brought down from accusations?
Oh, you see it on TV every day, don't you?
All the time. So in Hollywood, we see these men go all the way to the top, and then guess what happens?
And how do they make it to the top? They put on that dress, right?
A lot of them. You look at in Hollywood. There's the ones that got really, really long careers. The ones that we think is masculine, especially men in our culture, have put on the dress. So they want to feminize men, and they don't want men to be men. And then there's females that don't allow men to be men in their space, and so this is what you got now. This is what we have.
I mean, it's being a woman is so overcrowded that then you have women wanting to be men. Now, a lot of women are not getting this. It's crazy because more men are getting the surgery more than women. A woman can go to Hollywood Hustler and buy a penis, you know what I'm saying, and become a man. But men can't go to Hollywood Hustler and buy a vagina. They usually have to go through the surgery to get it. But it's just this flopping that's going on in our society where we have too many women and men want to become women. And then the real women are like, it's too many of us here. I'm going to become a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you're just confusing everybody.
But you know what? Most of the predominant women that want to live as men, it's very, very hard for them to pull off the look. I know one person personally that pulled off the look, right? But the majority of others, they got to tape up stuff. They got to take these hormone pills. They got to do so much. And you can still see the feminine in them. You'll be like, man, you'll look at them and be like, man, that's a feminine dude. And it's really a chick. It's hard for them to really pull off. And then, man, they don't do, like, they be drooping and all this other stuff of what they think that a dude really can be. But if they got to go out and tuxedo up like me, that suit ain't going to fit their body the way it fit my body. You're going to see them hips and curves and stuff like that. You're going to see them breasts. I don't care how much you tape them. You're going to see it when they put on a suit like me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They really had to go out and live like it, because that just lets you know a lot more men are feminine. So it's getting easier and easier for these women to mimic these men also.
Absolutely.
Man, this dude, I'm going to get on to this. This is he right or is he wrong, right? I wanted to go ahead and jump on this, and I want y'all to check this out. This is hilarious.
Have no clue what men want because y'all run around with lashes, fake hair, all this bullshit, and you can ask 100 men and 98 of them will say, I want a natural woman. But for some reason, y'all in competition with each other. Y'all think that natural beauty is ugly. Y'all done got away from being feminine. Y'all done been confident. I FaceTime a woman in the morning, she got her shit to the ceiling because she don't want to let me see her with her natural face. You that embarrassed yourself. That's what it is. You're not happy with yourself. It ain't nothing to do with us. Who are y'all selling yourselves to, the women or the men? Because we're the ones that got to marry us. So how about doing what I like? The things that we want are free. They are free. But for some reason, y'all when you ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? The first thing come out their mouth is something we don't care about, which is your job. Your job. The first thing a woman say, I pay my own bill, I got my own car, I got my own crib. Congratulations, you're an adult. And they have no.
So he started that off with women have no clue of what men want. So let's go ahead and address that. Sky, did you want to go first with
I
that?
think
Or you want me to
sometimes
address
men
that
don't have a
first?
clue what they want. We can't just always blame it on the women. Sometimes
I agree.
Men don't know. Again, we're in a society where when America first started, these other countries laughed at us because they told them democracy is what's going to kill your country, because you're giving people way too many freedoms. You need to be able to structure and have it to where people would never be like, I'm not going to cross that line. But we have so many people crossing the line, jumping outside because we have the freedom of speech, freedom right to do this. So now everything is not black and white anymore. It's so much confusion in this world that we don't know what's up and what's down anymore. So if women don't know what men want and men don't know what men want and vice versa, what are we doing?
I think it go a little bit deeper than that, Sky. I think, man, for the most part, just in my observation, in my opinion, I think women are more interested in getting the attention to other women, and men the same way. I think men are trying too hard to please other men. Let me go ahead and justify my case. We talk about this all the time. The majority of men will prefer natural women. We do not care about your hair. Y'all are harder on each other about your hair texture than we are. We don't care if it's nappy. We don't care if it's curly. We don't care. We just want you to be presentable. Man, I'll be with, if you bald-headed, right? Man, look, we gonna make it work. You know what I'm saying? If you got this one strand of hair, let's put a beret in it. Go on about our day. You know what I'm saying?
Like some baby.
Right. Because I would prefer that you take that money and put it into a savings or investing instead of putting it into a wig or some stuff that's not even yours. Because if I love you and I think you're beautiful, I'm going to love you and think you're beautiful regardless, no matter what you got on your head. If you want me to love you for you, why do you need makeup? Why do I got to meet you and you got all this makeup caked on your face? If it is important that I love you for you, why can't you come natural? Why can't you go on a date with me and just have no makeup?
Could it be?
Because if I accept you like that, then why do you got to do it for validation from other people? I was just about to
say that. Could it be one, self-esteem issues, or B, what conversation that me and you had, that sometimes the person you with is not your first choice. They just with you. So if you with a woman and every day she walks out, she got on tight clothes and makeup. I mean, just even go to the store. It's because whoever she really wants or really looking at, she's hoping that's the day that they get attracted to whatever that dude is. You're just a dude holding her up and keeping her above water until that one guy or guys that's her type comes up and say, hey, come on. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful with some of these girls too, because you be like, oh, my woman looks beautiful every day. Well, not for you. She's looking beautiful every day because there's something else out there she's trying to attract. You're just there as the foundation to hold her up.
I think it is a self-esteem and it's a self-esteem, lack of confidence issue. I think, man, what a lot of these women portray that they are confident. Oh, I can get any man. Deep down, because when you by yourself, you have to face yourself. and you have to face your own reality. Like you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. Right? And that's what people do. They lie to everybody else all day long, but then when they get by themselves, they have to face the real them. But it's like, if you really love you and you want people to accept you and love you for who you are, then just be you. Why do you need to waste all that money on all that other stuff?
And I agree.
Why?
And I agree.
And it's for men.
Now, usually,
and they do it so men don't like. They know men don't like makeup, or we don't really like women that wear a lot of makeup, but they wear a lot of makeup. Right. Even them eyelashes. We don't like those, but guess what? Women wear them anyway. So is it trying to get the attention of dudes, or is it trying to get the attention of other women?
And that's a good question, because there are women out here that I need my eyelashes looking better. I need my nails looking better. Like, they will compare themselves to other people. Like, just compare yourself to yourself. Now, on a first or second date, I might understand you wearing all the makeup and stuff because your mom and daddy taught you don't walk out this house looking raggedy. You always walk out this house looking presentable. I get it. But once we get past what we call the honeymoon stage, the dating stage, I don't need you to wear all that stuff no more. I mean, every now and then it's cool. I mean, but I don't need you to wear it every day.
What you just said was really deep, Sky, because you know what? If women think their natural self is raggedy, right? If you think your natural self is raggedy, that says a lot about your character of who you really are. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't say I'm beautiful and then put on this makeup because you think your natural self looks raggedy. You know what I mean? And so this is, ladies, this is what I'm saying. And I know why they do it. Because a lot of women do it because men compliment a woman on TV. And women say, oh, I got to do that because that's what he like. Well, that's what he may like sexually. But that don't mean that's something that he want to commit to. It's a difference. It's a difference in our preference in what we will lay down with and then what we will marry. Because there's dudes out here that will lay down with big women. They love having sex with big women, but they won't marry them. Why? Because you might have diabetes one day. You might be walking around with an oxygen mask and an air oxygen tank. I'm very concerned with your health. But sexually, yeah. And it's the same way. I'm gonna flip this. A lot of dudes do things to impress other men. They troll other men on social media. They love to get the attention of other men. They see men drooping. When that first came out, people didn't even know why that became a trend. They just did it because what? Other men did it. And it's the same thing. Oh, she liked that dude and he drooped. So maybe if I'm drooped, she think I'm cool too. So men do things to really impress other dudes. Like, man, it's the same Jordan thing. If you 40 and 50 talk about some Jordans, that dude been out the league for about 60 years. Who are you trying to be cool to? Women? Because women don't care about no damn Jordans. I started to see that in my transformation. I'm seeing that more females really accept dudes that just be themselves. Like, I've learned this. The men wear the clothes don't wear us. Right. We wear the clothes. If you cool, it don't matter what you wearing, you're gonna be cool.
And but we're not saying that the makeup don't make a lot of women feel good. We're saying people that's overusing it. That's what we're saying. Yes. Folks are just over. It's like me. I mean, I don't mind women wearing like tight clothes every now and then, but if 90% of your closet is tight clothes, me and you, we're gonna have an issue. Because you shouldn't have to wear skin tight clothes every day to walk out the house. Who are you trying to attract? Every now and then it's cool. But if 90% of your closet is what I see some of these girls out here wearing, no, me and you, we just can't have that. Sorry.
And it's like this, guy. Like, I wear suits because suits make me feel good. So I understand it. Suits make me feel good. But along with that, people compliment it also, right? So it's not really, the only thing I'm adjusting is my presentation. So, but when it comes to makeup, the difference is that you're altering your look, right? So I don't have an issue with women that wear makeup That's fine. I don't never have no issue with women. But when it become a daily thing, when you feel like you got to put on makeup to look, that makeup make you look better than your natural self, that's really admitting that I lack confidence in my natural look. I don't really feel beautiful.
You put on a mask.
I feel like I need, right, I need help. It would be like me putting on the ab. Like I got to be at peace with my gut. If I wore ab every day, then you know what I'm saying? It's like me admitting that I'm not happy with my body. I'm not really happy with this is my natural look, but I'm disturbed by it. I'm not happy with it. That's it.
Yeah. I just don't like when women wear makeup as a mask, because if you want to do that, you might as well become a pro wrestler then, right? If you want to put on a mask like Rey Mysterio and change who you are, then you might as well just become a wrestler, right? It's okay to put on a little here and there, and every now and then you just might just want to be cute for your man sexually, whatever. Yeah. But we just saying, for me, I'm just saying I see women overdoing it with these tight clothes, with this makeup, with this hair. Like eventually you're gonna lose yourself because one day you won't be able to afford all this stuff, or one day you're gonna be to a point where you can't put that stuff on. You have to look at you the way you came into this world in the mirror, and then you're gonna be suicidal because you don't even know who that person is anymore.
Because women long ago, where makeup came up at, and see, women didn't have rights. So a lot of where makeup was popular was women that was getting hit at home. So it was used, foundation and blush and all that, to cover up black eyes and marks that women had on their face. They've taken it and took it to a whole nother level.
That's society for you.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They've taken it to Sky. You came up with something that y'all. Sky sent me this, and I was like, hell no. This kind of going to something that we was talking about. Was it last week?
I just know. That, some of this stuff, man, I see it here is just crazy, man.
I was like, what in the what is going on here? So I'm rolling up to it, y'all, because I said I had
Faith was the one that was like, you should send it to Damo and see what he says about it. I said, yeah, I sure will. Maybe we'll talk about it on the show. So that was her idea to send that so we can talk on the show.
Whose idea was it?
So on the show.
Man, Faith, oh my God. I was crying laughing when I came across this, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. I was at it, and then I got to stroll back. All right, I got to go back. I was like, hell no, this is a bit too much for me. Hold on, I got to go back down to it. Hold on, almost there, almost. Still rolling. Here we go.
They're not changing their underwear. They're not bathing. They're not using soap when they do. They're not changing their underwear. They're not bathing. They're not using soap when they do bathe. This comment says, if they're not changing their underwear, then I would think that they aren't bathing. But so many people got upset with me when I had started on TikTok years ago, and my first video went viral talking about, we know when you come into your waxing appointment, specifically for Brazilian waxing, that you've had intimate activities before you come in. You don't bathe, you don't change your underwear. This, we know. So we have a physician that comes on that I stitched the video to, giving stats on people who don't change their underwear for days because they publicly agreed to do this survey. And I've been saying this my entire career. People don't bathe. They don't change their underwear. They don't wash. They don't use soap. And then,
are you drowning?
Man, you know what?
Have you taken?
Hold on, let me get past this commercial because I got to hear the rest of this.
Then listen to.
There's always the poop butts, on top of the not washing, on top of not changing the underwear. You see how it's all connected? And then they show up for appointments to get their Brazilian wax or to be in public places where people find out that they don't have great personal care. So yes.
Alright, I don't want no one to feel no type of way with what I'm about to say, but let's start taking care of that personal hygiene before you lay on my bed for a wax. There is no reason why you have cottage cheese built up in the front and pit balls in the back.
Oh no, she didn't.
Go to the bathroom, start washing your before you come in for your appointment, because at this point it is highly unexcusable. Y'all are 20 plus years old. There's no reason why I'm seeing these things when I'm trying to remove hair. I'm not wiping you down, but I will tell you to excuse yourself to go take care of yourself. Serving that to somebody, you should be embarrassed. They need to be embarrassed for taking it, but you need to be embarrassed for even offering it, okay? Let's do better, ladies. Let's do better.
Yo, shout out to these ladies.
All right, man. I'm going to pause it right there, man.
So the gist of it, who's listening, there are women that's going to get Brazilian waxes, right? And from what I was told, I thought they did it from the side, but no, the legs are open like a gynecologist exam, and they're going in there to do it, and these women ain't bathed, they ain't changed, they got crusty panties on, they got dookie still in their booty where they ain't
no!
And some of these women have had sex like a few hours before they come in to get the Brazilian wax. That's what
that's nuts, man. Well, it kind of explains why a lot of them single. On top of it, just a horrible attitude that you got to put up with, and on top of them, men just not being pleasant to be around.
I mean, think about that. Like, it just makes me wonder, because that's what the lady was saying. Y'all are grown women. Y'all 20. I don't know when people get Brazilian waxes. Let's just say 25 and up. Y'all 25 and up, and you're coming in here knowing that you ain't showered or changed your underwear in days, and still gonna lay on that table, open your legs. Well, first of all, pull your panties down, open your legs, and then ask them to get in between there with this, but however they do it, wax, water, tape, whatever, and have to see that. And then if some of y'all walking around that didn't wipe your butts good enough, and they have to see this. So that's why the woman said, I'm not wiping you down. I am going to politely ask you to get off the table and go handle your
cream cheese. They be having the cream cheese. Ooh.
See, and
that's a yeast infection, man.
Yeah, that's why I could never be a gynecologist, an obstetrician, or a wax extra something. I forgot what they call wax, baby. It starts with an E. But anyway, I could never do that stuff. I could never sit there and look at vaginas all day long.
I couldn't be no gynecologist, man.
Yeah, so peace out to anybody that looks at vaginas all day long. I couldn't do that because some of them are going through the same issue. And it's absolutely sad that obviously if you was disabled and you couldn't wipe yourself or couldn't shower yourself, that ain't what she's talking about. It's the average person not taking baths or showers. Women, men could probably go a couple of days without it, because I know niggas in the hood to do and still be out here having sex. And I'm like, you stink and your woman stink and both y'all having sex, but that is, that's between. But women that I knew growing up in the hood, they would shower twice a day.
Yeah, you got to, man.
Days without showering.
Yeah,
But you say, I'm sorry, Ronnie, lunch scoop in the trash. We so sorry, sweetie. We didn't mean for you to have to throw your lunch in the trash. But I'm just saying, Damo, it's like it's.
I'll quit, man. I will quit.
Yeah, but it's not even the point of it's knowing that even the ones that don't go and get Brazilian waxes or don't go to gynecologist appointments, those are the ones that still walking around with crusty panties. Well, they're washing themselves, and these guys are chasing these women because they're wearing these tight clothes, they're wearing this makeup, they're wearing this fake hair, this fake eyelashes. You pull their pants down, you might not smell nothing, but eventually you're going to catch something.
You know what that crusty is? You know what a lot of that crusty is? Dried semen. Remember I was talking about that, Sky? Yep. I was like, it take days for that to drain out. a lot of that probably is dried semen.
Well, see, I've been trying to figure out about women who have shit. Can't even think of the damn word. Who be having sex like on planes, trains, and just outside of the bedroom, right? So if you have sex somewhere, do you put your panties back on and go home, or do you put your panties in your purse and go home and clean yourself before you put? Because I never knew what women did with their panties after they have sex. Do they put them same panties back on? Even if you go into the man's bathroom and clean yourself, do you still put them same panties back on? That's what kind of scares me.
Man, yeah, you're right, baby. You go smell it. They be striking through their things. Hell.
Spontaneous. Women that wants to have spontaneous sex. So let's say they have sex in the car with you, right? Now, most men, you can take some wipes and just wipe the shit down and go back to business. But a woman, can you put them same clean panties back on, or do you take those panties, put them in your purse or in your pocket, and don't go home, clean yourself, and put on fresh panties? Or do some of them hoogies or whores or whatever they do for a living, if you watch that woman put them same panties back on, that's fucking disgusting. Excuse my language.
You know what they be doing? They be taking them hoe baths, right?
It's a trade secret.
You know what? They be taking them hoe baths and then put the same drawers back on. That's what be happening.
And the only reason I say that is because most women that when they expect to have sex and their vagina gets to that point, usually the panties get wet because y'all are wearing these panties so close to your damn vagina that if your vagina gets wet, your panties are gonna get wet. Let's just be honest. So regardless whether you have sex or not, if the man gets you in the mood and your panties become wet because you're wet, then you might as well take them panties off and throw them away because you wasted your time. Most women don't do that. They will get wet, keep them same panties on, and let it dry, and then go home. Now, hey, if you ain't having sex with nobody and you do that, we will never know. We will never know. But if you out here having sex with people, I don't know what to say, Damo, with that. That's crazy.
Man. I don't have nothing to say. I'm just appalled. You know what I'm saying? I'm lost.
You know how women carry like tampons and maxi pads and stuff in their purse? I would have to carry extra panties because I could be in a line, let's say at somewhere eating, and I see this hot guy, and all of a sudden I get horny. I'm like, oh shit, my panties have gotten wet. I'm not gonna stay in line, go to work, go to gym, and then go home and watch more than my panties have gotten wet. Like, if my panties are not dry for the whole day, they need to be exchanged.
All right, get some wet wipes. Yeah, you're right, Sky. There's some products that need to be carried. Wet wipes, pads. I'm talking about the light pads. For moments like that, some spray. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of spray that's for that. There's some things, you're right, that need to be carried in that purse.
Yeah. Now, for these girls that act like men that's not wearing the tight panties, because you got the studs and the butchers that wear boxers. Maybe they don't have to go through that because the boxers are loose, so it's not like it's touching the crotch part. You know what I'm saying? But for you women that are wearing thongs and tight panties, you have to carry extra panties because you never know what's going to happen with your vagina that day.
Yeah, you should have extra grocery bag, like them little Save-A-Lot bags. You need to have them to put them in, wrap them up. You're right, a toiletry bag.
Yeah.
Women need to have, if you're going to carry a big-ass purse, you got to have a toiletry bag in there. Yeah. They got to have the proper stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're right, man. You can't go around smelling like, Fred's Meat Market.
You so damn silly, Fred's Meat Market. And that's why you get on the bus or a train and you sit next to a girl like she stink. Like, where's that smell coming from? It's probably coming from because she ain't had time to go home and wash her woo-woo because something didn't happen. And we're not talking about you girls that go to high school and middle school and elementary. We know you in school, you ain't gone through all this shit yet. We talking about grown women 25 and up that have normal jobs or do whatever. Stop walking around here with dirty panties on because you're going to end up getting yourself a bacteria infection that you can't get rid of. I'll just wait till I get home.
She said organic women know what to carry. Well, that might be the criteria. You got to smell. Okay, we know you're a real. Man, did you see where Bootsy? There's a video. I gotta find it, post it to you. But you know, they had to show the balloon pop, right? Where he got 2 feet, 2 inches away from a girl. It was like, and he was like, yeah. And he was like, how old are you? And she said 28. And he was like, yeah, I could tell because it got a tart smell.
And not only that, you know how young boys, would walk around stinking in the hood and they would just spray themselves with cologne and deodorant. You just masking the fuck. So you got girls that know they stink and they'll spray down there, or you know how some people will open up their panties and put baby powder down there. As long as your vagina has not been activated, let's use that word, it's okay. It is okay. But if your vagina has been activated through the sex, or you just got horny looking at somebody, whatever, you need to change that. Stop wearing, because if it sits too long, and then they want to throw it in the washing machine like that's gonna clean it. No, that's set too long. You need to set them panties on fire.
You gotta put that in bleach.
Yeah, you need to set it on fire. There's no need to, do that or whatever. I'm sorry. But yeah, I never really thought about that till I showed you this video. I was like, man, there's women. We ain't worried about the ones that we know. We talk about the ones that we don't know that is walking around here like that.
That's scary.
That's scary.
Man, I gotta come back and watch this show because this has been an absolute funny show. I'm talking about this stuff is funny. I'm definitely watching the recap.
I respect you more if you don't wear panties. Like if you don't, then that way you can always just wipe, clean yourself, and move on. You know what I'm saying? If you just free balling and you don't wear panties at all, huh? You know what I'm saying? Respect you more.
Could you imagine? Oh, I ain't even gonna get into that, Sky. I'm leaving it alone.
If you have any type of discharge out of your vagina, you got to take those off, put them in a Kroger bag like you would do a diaper, put them in that dirty section part of your damn purse or whatever you're gonna do. Clean yourself up, put your new panties on, and go about your business. Sorry, y'all. That's how God made you. You can't get mad at me. That's how God made you.
Could you imagine the females that don't wear panties and they just be in their jeans?
I've seen that too. And I never knew this. It was a guy who had to teach me that. He said, she ain't got on no underwear. I said, how you know? Because you don't see no panty line. I was like, and she had on tight jeans. So he's right. You didn't see no panty line. So I'm thinking, well, if then you have denim or whatever your pants are made out of, touching a sensitive area like your vagina, and then you wonder why you waking up and you itching and you burning and it don't feel right. That's why you're supposed to have underwear in between your private parts and your clothing, because when they make this stuff in China and ship it over here, you don't know what the hell them pants have gone through. So women, if you go free ball, at least wear baggy pants to free ball. Don't be wearing the tight shit that's going to kill your damn vagina. Like, as a man, I shouldn't have to be saying these things, right?
I'm just lost. I'm lost. I don't even want to go there because this is going to turn into a whole nother 45 minutes. I know that I don't have, man. So I'm just going to go, man. I know.
Well, then let me ask you this, Damo. Let's say you was one of those women, an esthetician, I think that's what they call them. And the woman got her legs open and you see crust and dookie and all this stuff. Do you continue? Do you issue a refund? Or do you tell her to get the hell up off that table?
I had some wet wipes right there, and I'd be like, man, I need you to go in the bathroom, ma'am, and I need you to use half of this pack. And get a paper towel, dry it up, you know what I'm saying? And I had some spray in there so they don't leave that after, you know that, you ever walked in the bathroom after a female? And I know this is true, because I've walked in bathrooms where they're unisex bathrooms after a female and be like, ew, you can smell the cooch. Like the cooch linger smell, it stays around. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I don't like using restrooms. You know, our bathrooms is bad enough. I don't like to share bathrooms with women going in them too, because you could smell it. Ladies, y'all think we can't smell it after y'all done peed? But yeah, we can. Y'all gotta, I'm gonna leave it there. I ain't gonna go there, Lord.
Well, then how do you say it in a way where you don't hurt her feelings?
What? You know, you stink. I mean, there's no way you can say you stink.
Then you gonna get a negative star on your Google review.
I know I am. I know, man. You know, and it's better to have the person that's honest with you than the person that's gonna lie to your face. You know, for the people that know me, I'm gonna tell you the truth because I hope you will tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
You know, if my underarm smell like I had a lime in the headlock, I need you to tell me. You can tell me secretly. You ain't got to put it out in public. But be like, man, damn, what was you rolling around and chocolate fish? You know what I'm saying? Was you running around in salmon? You know, your feet, man, smell like you've been walking in dog shit all day. I need you to tell me. Don't lie to me. You know. You can tell somebody the truth without lying to them.
But these women are on the table, and first off, most of them look like they got, you know, what is it?
Norbit's whistle.
Well, that, and I would say that this bush, it look like Don King, first of all. So now you got to trim this bush, smell this woo-woo, and then hope there's no brown water coming out. That is just, they couldn't pay me enough for that stuff. I'm so sorry.
I better get one of them Norelco shavers, man, ladies. Get them Norelco shavers. Get down there and shave like you know. Just do your own self-care. If you know you stink, just do your own self-care, man. It ain't hard, man. Get your dude to do it. Get your dude to do it. And because if you ain't got a man, eventually, man, you'll change something. So get your man to do it. Say, you know, lay down, put your legs up and say, could you taper this? You know? Could you put the line in the A of Jordan's sign right there?
Landing strip.
Could you cut this for me?
Absolutely. I mean, and what he said.
Man, Sky, you got any shows tonight?
Yeah,
you got
absolutely.
The show tonight?
And y'all that are married, it's okay. Because then you're at the point when you're married, so you can't ask your husband to try to give you a Brazilian wax. Hopefully he don't tear your shit up, but he might can do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for those of you who are not and you want to know how to do it, there's YouTube. But stop going to these people places like that. And you know, and the sad part is that there are some people in this world that stink, that don't smell themselves. I've been around folks like that. They don't smell themselves at all. They have no clue.
Most people are like that because they're used to the smell. It's not.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the show's coming on tonight, man, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The replay from 9 p.m. from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'm talking to some artists there, trying to get some new music so I can put it in the rotations. Thanks to everybody who comes through and listens to it and all that good stuff. Thank y'all. You know, I'm best.
Man, if you guys watch the show today, if y'all could do us a huge favor, if y'all could share this live, sharing this live will help us. It will help us out tremendously. Tell your friends and your family members, man, your significant others, man, your side pieces, whoever you know, right? Tell them about the show so they can come in, man, and just hear two guys, man, just talk man talk, right? And our topics rank. So it's a lot, man. Actually, we can actually carry this show to like 4 or 5 hours. I wish it was possible. There's so much going on in the news. I would have loved have tapped in on the California fires. We'll probably talk about that next week. Yeah. Some of the stuff going on.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody out there.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We love y'all. Sky, you want to say anything before we
let me give a shout out to my Instagram people. Crash Will, thank you. Miss Melanie 89, thank you. Dante Jackson, Amnesia, thank you. Jamaica Love, thank you. Jeremy Andre, thank you. Country Girl, Captain, thank y'all for watching. This is my first time going live on Instagram. Thank y'all for watching and tuning in. And then for those of you over here, that Faith, Ronnie, Mike Cobb, who else talked to us? David Lackey Jr., I think that might have been it. And Miranda G, thank y'all for commenting. We really appreciate it. And everybody who's watching, thank y'all for watching and sharing and liking. Again, Tuesday should be the best day of the week that you be a part of the Nashville Man Cave?
Man, I just want to leave with this, man. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. So do not worry about the things you have no control over. Only focus on the things that you do. And any day where you're on this half of the dirt, you're winning at life and you've won for that day. So I want y'all to remember that. And if y'all look down on below on the screen, if y'all want to donate anything to me or Sky, Cash Apps are at the bottom. We appreciate y'all. Thank all my people on Bigo. I am so interested. I had a lot of people engaging, and y'all, because I was live, I wasn't able to engage with you guys directly, but I'm very interested in looking at the numbers because last week we did over 1,200 on Bigo alone. So thank you guys, man, for tuning in. All my people.
Are you just doing live demo, or are you able to put this whole video on Bigo, or they just watch it?
They just hear the audio.
Okay, gotcha. Hear the audio part. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they can only see me, and then they can only hear the audio part. But I do give them the link, the YouTube link, so they can go and watch on YouTube. Trying to turn more and more people over there. TikTok, we're live on TikTok. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So thank you all you guys, man, for tuning in. Everybody that interacted with us, thank you guys, man. This would not be possible without you guys being here. So thank
Absolutely.
You. All right, man. Well, Sky, till next week. We have another crazy week. Man, we see y'all.
Man, you have a great week.
Man, you too, brother. Peace.